It's amazing. So you really learning how to mind your own business, okay, means that you are what does that actually mean? It means that you are focused on your personal dreams. Remember, can you turn that down, please?
Yep.
Remember, okay, when you started compromising your dreams for everybody else? No, you don't, because you did it before you started to walk, before you started to talk. You actually compromised your dreams, and you don't even know it. I do not feel selfish at all. Are we good now with the lighting? I do not feel selfish at all to totally 100% go after my dreams. I guarantee you that most people in this room will never do it. And that is not a challenge. That's not to piss you off. I'm just telling you. Statistically, you won't do it. Does anybody know why? We'll talk about it after lunch. Nope. 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 No. Your subconscious was programmed that way so you wouldn't do it, but that's not the reason why you didn't do it. Nobody can even tell me the reason. And it's the only thing that I sell.
Self-love. Self-love.
Unconditional love for yourself, meaning that then now you'll do your dreams, your passion, your purpose. If you had unconditional love for yourself, you wouldn't be compromising yourself for everyone else. I love everyone as much as I possibly can, but I'm going to hang around people that compromise themselves for love. Is that okay with you? I'm not lowering my bike because I have to. If Lori did unconditionally love herself, I wouldn't be with her. And you go, what a prick he is. No, I am never going to marry someone in sickness and in health, only in health. I'm not going to marry or team up with someone as a spirit being for rich or poor, not only rich, on levels. It's not because I'm going, I mean, I've kind of spent most of it, and I will. On my passion, my purpose, my dreams. Let's get to it. Why did I mention this? Because sonic is the most powerful energy medicine device on the planet. And does anybody know about the med bed they say they're coming up with? Well, the med bed is only a PEMF device, not the all miracle. Where is it? Where is it? Are we done yet? Are we done with the BS? Where is it? Oh, wait a minute. This is right here. Where is that? And then they're saying that the military is so powerful. The military is the only one that's going to be able to dispense these programs. Meanwhile, guess what? Our sentient element, you can put any frequency in the universe on that phone, and it'll drive it through the same thing that they're going to put into this bed and then try to rip people off. But remember something, the best energy medicine device in the world is called the human spirit, which they want to put a chokehold on. They feed off your spirit, and you allow it. And the majority of the population is always going to allow it. You do know that, right? And we're going to get into that this afternoon. This afternoon, I'm going to show you the domino effect from the emotional to the physical and all the way back home again. And guess what? You won't be able to challenge it. You may not accept it, but that's not you. That's only your subconscious. Because if you actually were processing from your heart and you were connected to your breath with a slight smile, you'd know everything I'm telling you is the God's truth. But your subconscious isn't going to want it because anything that's too different. So we are energy medicine devices. We are light energy. We are frequency beings. Yes or no?
Yes.
Then why aren't you plugging into that? Why are you still married to that alcoholic? Why are you still drug addicted? Why are you, I could keep you going forever and ever. So if everything's vibration, you need high vibrational people. You need high vibrational beliefs first and foremost. You need high vibrational way of thinking, drinking, and eating. What do you do in your spare time? What are your habits? Yeah, I see it on people's faces. Yeah. So here's the deal. We have to be conscious to a certain degree. Would I have made that choice if I was conscious? Would I have made that choice if I was doing the lion heart breathing, had a slight smile, had my hand on my heart, and I truly loved the 50 trillion cells and the 500 trillion bacteria that I'm truly made of? Would I have made that decision? So remember something, we are electrical magnetic energy devices, okay? This here puts out 25,000 volts. You can put your finger in there, in that area, and that's like 120, and you could actually create a seizure or a heart attack. What should this cause?
Death.
This should make you crispy critter. Now, does this know why this works? Because when it goes through this water, and it's a special type of liquid, when it goes through this, it actually creates a field of 25,000 volts. Not the voltage. It creates a field of 20. You can believe it or not, and people aren't going to like this, because especially the people that don't want you to know this, but frequency turns cancer on and off. And everything from a pimple, okay, to a tumor, from constipation to cancer, is all inflammation. And you can turn inflammation on in a cell just by giving it a specific frequency. Whether you want to believe this or not, this has a frequency to actually decalcify the mitochondria in your cells. So wherever I use this and in the surrounding area, instantaneously this decalcifies the mitochondria. So let me explain what that is first. Every cell in your body has every organ that's in your body in that cell. Oh, you're going to love this. Your cells are actually the personality of you. Are you a hero? Are you a victim? Are you sensitive or shut down? They take orders from your beliefs, which aren't your. That's how screwed up this is. So I'm not going to challenge you. I'll stir things up, and I'm not going to debate you who's right during this course, because it's not about right. It's about finding happy. Are you happy? Would you like to be happier? How could you do that? Well, you'd have to enjoy yourself more. Oh, but wait a minute, you'd have to want to be with yourself more. Oh, but I can't be alone. Yeah, I get it. That's how much you hate yourself. I have to have something to do. Boy, why is she always just so busy in herself? Well, because if she didn't, she'd off herself. We are energy, electrical, magnetic beings, and our beliefs are everything. The image we have for ourselves in the world is everything. Everything is a frequency. So your personality is made up of beliefs. With every toxic belief that is in there that you don't realize that's in there, creates a master key called dis-ease. And then we give it a name because it's in some part of your body. If you have an issue in your tissue, it's because you have one in your mind first. But what if we could override that? So let's give you an example. Why don't you tell your story about the gentleman who's 71 years old? Tell your story in about 5 minutes, good?
Yeah.
Okay.
So at the last course, we had a 71-year-old come in and do a consultation with Daryl. We did 2 non-surgical treatments.
Let's not go too quickly though. He came in as a believer.
Yes.
The person who brought him came in and said, Dr. Wolf is a psycho. Okay.
Yeah, so,
And that's okay. It doesn't matter what people think about you, because it's just a belief system, and just because you don't match their beliefs doesn't make them a bad guy. Oh, I don't like him. Why? Because he doesn't like me. Well, it's not because he doesn't like you. He doesn't like your beliefs. Okay, so as we go, we'll keep training here.
so he's 71, he was 6'1" and weighed 121 pounds. He was very weak, could barely talk, and that's why his friend drove him there.
All the way from Quebec?
Quebec, yeah.
So that'd be about a 6-hour drive.
6 weeks, yeah. And so I did non-surgical on the spine, and then around the rib cage into the chest, because he had stage 4 lung cancer. We did Sonic the first
Stage
day.
4 inflammation.
Stage 4.
If you have stage 4 lung cancer, you're not gonna make it. If you have stage 4 inflammation, you believe that you can take some control here to stop bringing in the infection from a psychological, biological level, and you might be able to be the master of your own body. But if you've got stage 4 cancer, then we know that cancer is one of the hardest things to turn around, because they say that, oh, thanks for implanting that in my head. Okay.
And we did Sonic the first day, and then his friend was literally rolling his eyes to the back of his head as we're doing the consultation and getting all the products that he needs together. And he was like,
That's when he went like this and went, he's ripping them off.
yeah, and so he did not want to stay another day. So the next morning he came back and he was like, no, I want to do this treatment one more time.
Yeah, he was trying to make him leave.
Yeah.
So does somebody need somebody to stay sick and doesn't know it? He wasn't going on, I want to keep my friend sick. Just remember something. If he gets well, what's my purpose? If she gets well, what's my purpose? If my wife gets well, we're, you know, all you caretakers, I just love taking care of people until I'm exhausted, right? Think about the way that you are. And then go deeper, and then you'll find out that deep down inside, you're still trying to prove that you're worthy. So you're looking for things that are broken so that you can fix them and be the miracle. What a crock of crap. I've never cured anybody in my life. I've never healed anybody in my life. You can become a healer, but when I say you can become a healer, it's called the World Health and Healing Institute. Well, guess what? We don't heal anyone. We're healing ourselves. By healing yourself, you can help people heal themselves. So go ahead.
And so so it was 2 back-to-back days that he got the treatment, and then they left. One of the things that this gentleman did was he did take the whole protocol. 100% he took it.
He said, you know what, I want different. I've tried everything else, I'm dying. Friend beside him, he's not dying, he's just old. Getting old and grumpy, that's all. I don't mean to be like, but yeah, that's what happens when you get old, you get grumpy. You know, my grandmother used to say, stay away from your grandfather, Daryl. It's not that he's grumpy, he's just constipated. Okay, that's stuck, okay? Yeah, there's a lot of constipated people, right? Just take a look around. I mean, most people look like they need to give birth to something, for God's sakes. Okay.
And so he did spend over $40,000 in product that he took home with him because he was so far away, and he followed it. He called me many times, okay, how do I take this, how do I take that? So we kept in touch. Now that was early October that he was there, and before we went to Puerto Rico, which was mid-November, I was speaking with him one day and I'm like, you sound amazing, like how are you doing? Like your voice is so strong. And he goes, you're not gonna believe it. He goes, do you know how much I weigh? I'm like,
Ready
no.
for this? How long after?
6 weeks, 5
6 weeks after he was with us. And understand, why don't you find somebody else who can pull this off? Now, we can pull this off because we have the strategies. Now, we can't pull it off with everyone. We got to pull it off with people that want to pull it. Okay?
Yeah, he was 148 pounds. And so he was still, and he kept telling me, he's like, I want to go back to my oncologist and I want that test done because I want to see, because I feel great, but I want to see the result. I want to see. So I was like, okay. And I think it was the day after I got here.
Yeah, it was Friday.
Yeah.
Friday, this past Friday. So understand, we're not taking a testimonial, guys, and dragging it like toilet paper. Listen, 10 years ago, we did this guy and, you know, he got better. We're talking about everyday occurrences.
Did he fast as well? What was he?
No, he didn't fast. We'll leave all that for later, but we'll answer all your questions. But, okay, first of all, you don't fast people that have stage 4 inflammation, stage 3 inflammation, stage 2 inflammation, stage 1, yes, but too much inflammation. What do you do with those people?
Give them nutrition.
That's it. You feed them. You feed them. You nourish them. You nourish them with love and high vibrational nutrition, nutraceuticals, not nutrition, but nutraceuticals. If he wasn't getting, if he wasn't taking in, our C60 is the highest vibrational C60 you can do. Our black diamond is the only product in the world that they don't use chemicals to process it. And it's in a nano form. Our iodine is the only iodine that's non-toxic on the planet. I mean, I can keep going if you want. The reality is this, everything is about vibration. So, but he also held in his seed, didn't he? He knew what his end result was, so he focused on that. He didn't focus on cancer was a death sentence. He focused on, I am an energy, electrical, magnetic spirit being. I am not the person who brought me here. They're free. Hey, thank God he had his own way of looking at things.
Yeah, so he went to Dell, just had the test done, and he was calling me because he wanted to order some more products. But he goes, oh, I just want to tell you that the test came back and there is no sign of inflammation in my body.
But he said there's no sign of what?
Cancer.
Anyway. So understand this, that the Cellsonic will shut down stage 4 inflammation in one treatment. Now, if someone else would have gotten that and didn't do the nutraceuticals and didn't have the mindset, right? And a purpose and a passion for living still. You know, there's some people in this room that don't know what their purpose for living is. And that's a very dangerous place to be on this planet. Okay? That's a ship without a sail. You don't know where you're going. This guy's got some reason to live. And then here's the deal. His friend who wouldn't spend any money on himself is a beautiful human being. But he doesn't put any value on his body. Until what? Until it breaks down. And then, guess what? If he's got dysfunctional beliefs up here, then he's going to go to emergency 911. I can't deal with it, cut it out, burn it out, poison it out, do something. And I'm not knocking down that stuff. I'm just trying to tell you, are you prepared? Nobody's prepared. You're not prepared when somebody gets cancer, stage 4 inflammation in your family. You freak out. You wish them all the best, but you just want them to chop that thing out because you can't take the stress. And that's because we are not programmed, okay? We are not programmed to actually handle emotion. And that's why we're always going to lose. That's why you need to take this course. You know, it's amazing. I've got people here that are practitioners, and they're just like, I'm about as far as I can go on this planet. And I'm just like, wow, dangerous. Dangerous. I'll tell you what I know. 1% of 1% of 1% of 1% maybe. That's all I know. I'll tell you another one. 14-year-old boy. This is just recently, a week ago. Broke his hand. Gets 150 pulses on this side, 150 on that side. They said, well, you can't come to the hospital because we don't have anyone to put a cast on. You have to wait for a week. Just keep it in the sling. He goes into the hospital to do an x-ray a week later, and they said, guess what? I don't know what's going on here. We've never seen this before. There's a bone growing out of the bone attaching to the broken part already. It's a miracle. It's a Cellsonic. So, we're taking 25,000 volts, putting it into a love harmonic. It's the field. It creates a field. So it doesn't have to come in with the 25,000 volt devastation, but it comes in with the same healing power. It can actually shake the calcium off the mitochondria that in anybody that's not well, their mitochondria are spinning around 300 to 600 times per second. A healthy person spins 2,500 times per second. That will instantly happen as soon as you do this. So another one is Jason, who was just here the last course. So he's got hearing problems and tinnitus. So I went in here and I was going to do the non-surgical with my elbow, and I said, if I go and break this up, I'm going to wreck my elbow. There's way too much calcium in here. I said, go, and he went and got 100 pulses right here, just on that spot. Came back an hour later, I went in with my elbow and it broke down in 3 minutes. Who was there? Anybody that was, you guys, you saw it, right?
What level did you put it at?
What level? I
5,
was,
6, 7, 8, 9, 10?
where, here?
Yeah.
Well, no, it starts, no, I wasn't here. I'm sure with Jason, he's all in. He went 10.
Sure.
I go 10 whether I feel,
Okay.
like, if you use 10 and let's say it's a calcified area, it's gonna echo off and that's what
Right.
you're feeling, but that doesn't bother me. It's not gonna hurt me, so you have to understand something. To most people in this room, until I did my training, pain was pain. Pain is not pain to me. I am the master of that. I'm not gonna do that. I know I'm not gonna get hurt. You can't hurt anybody with this. You know how long it takes to train someone to use this? 20 minutes. That's if they're really slow and they're hungover. Okay, meanwhile, it's the most powerful device in the world. That's what it should be though, shouldn't it? Okay, so yesterday I came in and I did 1,000 pulses on my spine. Here I have a knot. I'm still working on it because remember when I brought up the non-surgical and I put it together, I was 27, 28. So you know, for the first 15 years, it was all me. There's nobody who go in with non-surgical to break stuff down. I'd go to the chiropractor, go to a massage therapist, go to acupuncture, but that doesn't work. Are you taking the non-surgical? Of course. Well, you'll find out.
No, I know.
You'll find
I've
out.
been down that road.
We're bringing down the thunder when you do this. I mean, you're gonna come and take a course for 12 days and you're gonna go outshine every other bodywork system out there. And I am not putting them down. Everything has its place, but nobody can do what we do. Are they offering a money back guarantee the first treatment? We are on everything. There's a reason for it. Because guess what? It works. Because you gotta get rid of the physical blocks that were created from the emotional blocks. And the physical blocks are just calcium, scar tissue, and crystallization. So if somebody comes to you and you've got a self-sonic and they're really calcified, it's a calcified tumor. You're gonna self-sonic that tumor first if it's mainly calcified.
Does it work on the thyroid? Can you do it on a tumor on the thyroid?
Okay, so let's get this right out of here right now. You can do this anywhere. We're not gonna put it over top of someone's eyeball. And we're not gonna put it over top of their ear, but we could, but we're not going to. These are the things you don't do if you have a self-sonic, because we don't wanna find out. We're not going into experiment. We're not gonna put it on someone's testicles. That's all I need is a testicle to blow up in my face. Okay? And we're not gonna put it on somebody unless they have water in their mouth. And then, and even if we didn't do that, there's probably never gonna be a problem, but these are just precautions that we can do that we're always gonna do. Okay? So if it's a calcified tumor, I might go in there 3 or 4 times prior to non-surgical. Why wouldn't I use a field of 25,000 volts as a love harmonic to go in there? Because guess what? Okay. How many people have went and watched or read The Emotional Chemistry of Cancer, Disease, and Healing in my library? All right, well then guess what? You missed out on one of the most important articles I ever read in my life, or even wrote in my life. That's the only true cancer stuff. If you want to know what cancer truly is, go into my library and go watch it. It's entertaining, or go read it, and you're going to find out, and you're going to know I'm right. Because you're going to look at everybody had certain cancers or different cancers, and you're going to go, oh my God, that is their personality. That is their personality. And guess what? When you get cancer the second time, you know what they went and did? They went into their chest of memories and they brought out the trigger of the cancer. And it was time because love, there wasn't enough love there. There wasn't enough attention there. And they fell right back into what they did before. You're allowed 3 times. The 4th time you leave. How important is this to tell a different story? How important is this to change your personality by 1% today? My God. So is it wrong of me to want a high vibrational body work? Is it wrong if I want the highest one or the highest high vibrational energy medicine? Is it wrong of me to have only the highest vibrational people around me? I don't think so. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna rock this world the whole time I'm here. And the world can dramatize, okay, as much as they want. I'm gonna mind my own business. And that's what we have to teach people. They don't get well. Nobody gets well. Don't you tell me you know anybody that got well out there. If they got something chopped out or they did a drug, unless they change their personality. And even if they got rid of that disease, now they've got a worse one. And it's the same disease, but it's just more chronic. There are no diseases. A pimple becomes a tumor. Okay? Emotions can create a baby or a tumor. So the reality is this. Calcified situation, we self-sonic first. If it's scar tissue crystallization, then we're dealing with the non-surgical. And I'm going to tell you something. Try to get the non-surgical, and then come get self-sonic right away. You see the difference. Is there a difference, Tycho?
Oh, yeah. And that's a beautiful difference.
Yeah, you're gonna live it. Remember something, health, sickness is all frequencies. That's 25,000 volts in a love harmonic. So understand this. This device, if it goes in and brings electrical activity back into scar tissue, help to create more connective tissue. If it goes in and creates electrical activity to actually balance things out, hormonal, chemical, but you didn't know this device will go in. And why is a child so healthy, a baby so healthy? Why do they grow so fast? Because every little bone in their body is fracturing within just 1 inch, 1,000 different places. It's cracking. In those little cracks and those fractures, there's a release of calcium that creates ions, that creates extra calcium to go back into the cracks, so they get this way. And they grow bigger and bigger, longer and longer. When you use self-sonic, it goes in and causes small fracturing, which then goes in and starts to create calcium ions and kicks in the most powerful thing in the human body. Calcium ions do over 120,000 chemical and hormonal processes per second. 5G, 4G, blue light, GMOs, glyphosate, they all help to shut down the calcium ion production. Okay, and that's why I gotta wear these. So I'm gonna wear these for the rest of this because that light is bothering my eyes. And so it doesn't matter how much blue light that they decide they want to create in the world, LED lighting, your phone, your TV, the movie theater, the computer, all of it's LED, even in the planes is LED everything in it. So just know that that's to give brain damage. So would you say that the world is becoming zombie-like? Okay, well that's because of blue light poisoning, that's because of 5G. The invisible is how they fight us now. The invisible is how we heal ourselves. We heal ourselves with our spirit, meditation, prayer, contemplation, I love you, Daryl, mirror work, love bands, couples connection, hand on heart, wearing a smile for protection, okay? Looking at only bringing things in my life that are high vibrational, right? Like when I'm coming and there's a certain group of people that are around and I know their conversations are low vibration, I'll always put my phone up to here and pretend I'm on the phone so I can just get by for protection. So anyways, the self-sonic, so yesterday I did my SI joints, I did my spine, and I did right here, there's where I got a huge cut when I was mountain climbing. So I wanted to redo that. And now that I'm going to be hitting the road and going on tour for the year, I'm going to be coming in here and pulsing every day. After you pulse though, you're going to feel like you need to go and cuddle, right? Just curl up and cuddle. That's what you're gonna feel like doing. When you come here, please, make sure you drink a quart of warm water, structured. And after, drink a quart of warm water, structured. When you're on the cardio med bed, do the same thing. We gotta flush. Remember, if I bring in a high frequency, it's gonna kick out everything lower. I know people don't like to hear this, and that's one of the main things why I was on Marketplace. And they came after me because I said that this device could actually shut down stage 4 inflammation. But it can. So still, it's not gonna work because they can't cut my tongue out and shut me up. It's the truth. But the reality is they'll come back unless you're willing to change. Now, here's the deal. As practitioners, or as people that love your family and your friends, please leave them alone. Stop terrorizing them. A lot of people, have you not noticed, they've already given up? They have no passion, no purpose. They just want to get through the day. You're not going to be able to approach that person. Especially you, Andreas. Don't think that you can get all zealous, and don't be going around looking for people that are so broken because, oh, I'm going to show and do everything I've learned here with Dr. Wolf. No, you're only going to work with people that want to be changed. Only with people who want a difference. Yeah, but you're talking about my son, you're talking about my husband, my wife. I go, until they want it, you should mind your own business, because you're going to make sure you derail them enough by trying to sell them something they don't want. Yeah, but I love them and I'm suffering. Well, that's your problem. Stop suffering. Yeah, but that's what I was taught to do, was suffer for everyone who's suffering. How's that working for you? Any questions on the self-sonic? Do you see how everything is frequency? Everything is frequency. Whether you're eating, drinking, talking, thinking, where are you on the vibrational scale?
I have a question.
Yeah.
When you say it's a love harmonic, can you explain that? Talk
Well,
about that for a second.
Well, because it's a field. You're getting the same as the 25,000 volts, but it's in a field. So you're not going to feel anything hardly, even when it's full. And the only thing you feel is that you don't feel 25,000 volts. You feel the field of 25,000 volts bouncing off the calcium. If there's not a bunch of calcium in that tissue or that joint, displaced calcium, I can go on my bones and not feel any problem. But displaced calcium will give you a little bit of, oh, okay? And what it's going to be doing with that is it's fracturing it a little bit so that it will go back into your bones. That's what that does, along with things like Merigen. If I had a calcium bone problem or an acid pH problem, I would be on Merigen too, why I am right now. I won't come off of it, actually. I mean, why not finish this lifetime with perfect bones?
What's the love harmonic?
What is the love? It's the field
The field.
that it creates.
The field.
Okay, okay.
ELD, is
Have
that
you
what
ever
you're
felt love coming off of you?
Yeah.
Have you ever felt love coming into you? Well, then you must think about it. That's what it is. For one thing, it's probably the strongest vibration for healing. But guess what? It's not as strong as self-medicated love. Self-medicated love is the most healing vibration you can do. What I mean by that is that your lover can love you, but he cannot heal you. She cannot heal you. They cannot heal you. You can only heal yourself. And if you do heal, you'll only heal temporarily, because guess what? How hard is it to hold someone up? Unless you did it for yourself and made the changes and someone else healed you. When they leave or their energy leaves, you're going back to where you were. Unless you make a change. When you feel unconditional love for yourself, do you have any pain in your body? Thank you, harmonic. And that's what that does.
Are there
Yes.
other harmonics though? Like there's a love harmonic, and is there another harmonic, or this is the only one, and it's at 25,000 volts?
Well, let me just
That's
say
not
this.
cheap, like,
Do you know what's in a rainbow?
light.
when you see a rainbow, and you see all those colors and that light going through,
Yeah.
if you could go and drink that rainbow, you'd be healed. It has every nutritional in it. Remember something, even our nutraceuticals, they're the highest vibrational that I can find. But every vitamin, every mineral, every antioxidant, every physical part of any nutraceutical or supplement or food or liquid leaves the body. The only thing that ever is left behind is the vibration. Your whole body was created on vibration, not on matter. Do you get that? Do you really? Most people don't. Most practitioners do not understand that it was the frequency within the liquid, within the supplement, within the nutraceutical, within the food, within the conversation that actually healed me and will keep me healed. Well, if that's true, should I be dropping the vibration after I'm healed and go back to the old ones? Welcome to the world. And this is why we do a whole life coach course, or we do a Braveheart circle. If you don't want to be a professional or you don't want to go real deep, you just want to go in and find your authentic self, you do a Braveheart circle. But if you don't do that and you come and do the non-surgical, we can get rid of the knots. But I'm telling you right now, they're coming back. Because those issues in your tissues were created by your mind, which is a landmine that isn't yours. I guarantee you that there's not one authentic person in this room, including myself. And I didn't down anyone. I'm in the group. But I'm going to work towards it every day. Oh my gosh, did anybody see how I reacted to having like those media moguls try to take us down? It never even put a bump in my road. Everybody's like, oh God, I'm so worried about you. Oh really? Are you really? No. You just need something to worry about. Stop. Mind your own business. Loving and caring for yourself. Does anybody actually know that if I did something illegal, I'd be in jail? Yeah, good story. Fell off the cliff. So stop telling yourself low vibrational stories about yourself. Why can't you tell a story like this? I'm a genius. I'm a beautiful human being. And I love myself so much. Why don't you start doing that and start doing the mirror work? Get hardcore about it. Anyways, anything you want to say about the Sasanic or about your journey? You've been doing this for 2 years now, right?
Yes,
So, Shalou finished and she only did one course, didn't you?
I did.
And you went home and opened up the next day, didn't you?
Well, that's what you said.
That's what I said. I said, listen, even though we took only 9 days of the whole life coach and 12 days of the non-surgical, you're going to be the best professional within 200 miles. Natural health practitioner. And I can say it because I'm right. Because everything is about technique and strategy, and we're all geniuses when we have genius strategies. And as soon as somebody starts talking to us and not down to us, when they start talking inside of us, not outside of us, when they start putting the onus on, we are the hero, we are the miracle, we are the answer we've been searching for all our life. That's it. As far as I'm concerned, they can even come on stronger and make up bigger stories. It doesn't matter. Mind your own business and rock your present moments. If you can stay in the present moment and nothing can get you out of it, if you can stay there, you've got it all. That was a test. The universe sent me a huge test and said, hey, are you ready for this world tour? We've got a gift for you. It only made me stronger. It only made us strategize better. It only made us come out and speak more in our power. So, and then there's Margaret, which I'll be going to lecture for in Chicago, because I'm leaving here right about the 16th. When this course is over, I'm gone. So, and then I go and I do about 5 lectures, and then we start the world tour. Margaret's cesarean, anybody see the pictures? I'll show you later. Okay? Her cesarean scar, she did it 3 times. You can't even hardly see it, can you? It's gone. That's what non-surgical and cell-sonic do together. You can actually get rid of a cesarean scar through clapping, non-surgical, DMSO, essential oils, and bowel and liver detoxification. Proper routines. Or you can do a cell-sonic and have the change within 5 minutes, 3 minutes. That's how long it takes. Because everything is electrical charge, everything is electrical force. Yes, any other question? Yes?
I wanted to know what the cell-sonic would offer for someone who has had like massive radiation from cancer treatment, where there's nerves, there's
Okay, wait.
vascular.
So here's the deal. I just want everybody to understand this. And there's no circulation, they've got nerve pain, or they've got numbing. Okay, so that's what you get from radiation, I get it. But here's the deal. Nerves don't die. They're gonna tell you that. Medical system's gonna tell you that. They get wrapped with scar tissue, or they get calcified to be protected. So the pulse isn't sent through. Give me somebody where the nerve's dead. Come on, come on. Your nerve's dead?
No.
Well, I'll prove it, especially this, that people come, I've got stenosis. Well, what's that? Well, the nerve is dead in L3, L4, L5, and they're gonna do surgery, okay? Now I'm gonna go, well, that's a crock. It'll take me 20 minutes to bring the nerve back because it's scar tissue and calcification that's wrapped around it due to the inflammation, and that's due to the infection. How many people know that 80 to 85% of all surgeries are low back surgeries? In the spine, in the back? And it's because you're pooping in your pelvis and it's all about your large intestine. You're never going to be told that. And then that infection caused the inflammation, it caused the scar tissue formation, it caused the calcification that wrapped around the nerve that's dead. I'm going to play for you. I'll play for you the leading, he's the leading surgeon in New York. And my client took in a recorder. And then we'll go through this. Remember that every surgeon, every physician believes in what they're saying. But what would happen if they were to expand their minds and take a look at nature? Logic. Okay? There's nothing logical. The more a person goes to an accredited government school, the more dangerous they are. Oh my God, he's so smart. Yeah. And destructive. Okay? I would rather the first thing that I look for in a person is their personality. I want a certain amount of training there, but it's their personality. Nothing is more important than personality. So just know that. Okay? Yeah. But yeah, from everything like people that can't, you give me a person that's got a cane, walker, wheelchair, even a person with their spinal column cut. I hope you know that it wasn't my case. It was another doctor's case where he got a gentleman, his spinal column was cut. And the cell sonic grew back together. He's now walking. Okay, so are we done yet?
I can share.
Go ahead, Love.
My girlfriend came to me, she had radiation damage in her breast from a lumpectomy.
Do you want to come talk here? Give us a story. A question I can repeat. And here, take my mic. Go. There you go. There you go. There you go.
My girlfriend came to me, she had radiation damage from a lumpectomy, and the doctors told her she's just gonna have to live with it. You're just gonna have to have pain, just live with it. Gave her 3 treatments and it was gone. It was also. That's my story, I'll see you.
Beautiful story. You go ahead.
That one lady that had a 2-inch hard fibroid in her breast, left breast, and we did the non-surgical and did 400 pulses. And she went home that night, and I told her how to do the breast massage and the wringing of the breasts, and got a text from her that night. She goes, oh, I just came out of the shower and I was doing the breast massage, and she goes, it shrank by 80%. And then I didn't see her for a few weeks, and then she came to the course, and I said, well, you never came back, what about the 20? She goes, it just went away.
Understand something. So just using your non-surgical, you can get a fibroid down by 30% once you know your technique. Okay? And back 15 years ago, there was fibroids and there was tumors. And now, all doctors are told to say, don't say fibroid, because you don't know, it's probably cancerous, so just call them all tumors and scare the living shit out of everyone. And that'll inflame them more, so when they come to get tested. Remember something, you can only be as intelligent as your beliefs, you can only be as logical as your beliefs. You don't have to be like me, because then you're just going to be in trouble. You just need to learn about these things and learn how to do them for yourself, your family, your clients, your patients. This is what you need to do. Understand something. All the protesting in the world is not going to do any good. Massive personal action will change your world, which will then affect the other people in your world. Okay? So also, just so you know, when people get a cell sonic from us, they get all the training. We support you. Do we support you 100%?
100%.
But they also get their New World Practitioner training for free. They also go up on the cell sonic map. Just so you know, this isn't a pitch. We will be one of the largest natural health organizations in the world in 12 months. We're coming out with a platform that nobody has. Nobody has a platform like this. Nobody. We'll be able to bring on all the people that are so controversial, that are trying to make a difference, and they cannot shut this platform down. I have what's called DocStar TV. All my money's gone into this. You'll be able to go on there and it will track you, we don't. It tracks your personality to help you and guide you to information. Not to buy things, to buy into loving yourself. You'll see. It's called Touched. TUTCHD. And it's our app, and it's coming out in 6 weeks. And then anybody can join it, you know, and then even with our master classes, there's going to be a big fee of $5 a month. The world will look pretty foolish attacking me pretty soon. But you know what? Just start by not attacking yourself this week. Oh my God, why did I have that feeling? Why did I have that emotion? How did he trigger that in me? Just sit with it with love. Just remember, everything that you think is not who you are. You are a walking, talking, living antenna. You're picking up vibes from other people in this room. You were taught beliefs by very toxic people. Very toxic people. Remember, everybody that was your teacher was programmed to be it. They were programmed to pretend to give you what you needed. Or you'd have it already. Wouldn't you? Okay, well, the whole thing is a ruse. We'll get into that. We'll tell you a little story about a planet called Earth, where, believe it or not, the psychos are not going to get theirs. There's not going to be any justice. The justice is when you start taking massive personal action, you can have the most beautiful life down here. And there could be a million wars going on. Mind your own business. Let the people go to war that want to spill blood and kill people they don't even know, hurt them. That's always you're going to buy into it because you're running a hate program. You couldn't get me to hurt someone if you tried. Like, are you crazy? I'm going to lower my vibration. Everything is vibration. Whether you're talking about the cell sonic, talking about your mind, you're talking about food, you're talking about water, you're talking about the people that hang around you. Any questions?
I've got two, Daryl, yeah.
What?
Just to go back a bit, the, what they call the dead nerves, can the non-surgical bring that back?
Yes, non-surgical doesn't bring the nerve back. Okay, here. All right. So, what is the nerve? Electrical energy? Electrical impulse? Help me out. Say yes or something.
I don't know.
Well, I'm telling you, it's electrical impulse. It's electricity. Okay, how much electricity does somebody have when they're dead?
No, I should imagine.
No, it's just the body's dead, the spirit never died. The electricity was actually the spirit. Every time that you think that you're a sinner, not a winner, you're a loser, you're a failure, you're actually putting a chokehold on your spirit. Did you know that?
No.
Oh yeah, you do know it. You know you're low vibrational. And you're choking everybody else too that's around you. Everything is electrical. They know that, they measure it. Okay, Kirlian photography, actually there's pictures, if you go online, you can see pictures of people, their energy leaving their body. It's not made up. So the reality is if you're healthy, you've got lots of energy. Doesn't mean you don't get tired, but you go to bed going, not, right? And there is no such thing as insomnia. There's just such thing as you terrorizing yourself all day. That's all. And the electrical energy, I already told you, okay, why don't you go outside and try to call me? Okay, I want you to call me from not right outside the window here. I want you to go over to the other side of the building here. You know these walls are 10 inches thick, right? How good do you think the reception's gonna be when you call me in here? Help me out here. Mark, yes or no, or good or bad? It's not gonna come in. Okay, I'd have to go out. So wait a minute, so I'd have to go out to get great reception, I'd have to go out where there's no walls. That's the best reception, yes or no?
Yes.
Trying to help you out here, guys, let's move along, I gotta believe that there's somebody awake. Just one. One person decided to be awake. Okay, so now, what are those walls? It's calcium. Well, what are the main walls in the human body that are stopping the nerve electrical pulse to travel along the nerve? Calcium. So now, if I go in and that calcium's wrapped around what used to be cartilage, what used to be organ tissue, used to be muscle tissue, tendon, ligament, but now, because of inflammation, inflame, we put that meat, because that's what you are, meat. We put that on the burner, which is the inflammation caused from the anxiety and the inflammatory diet. You burnt up that tissue. Depending on the personality of the person will depend on where they're gonna burn up and create beef jerky. So now if I've got inflammation of tissue somewhere, it doesn't want to get, your body doesn't want it to become cancerous right away, does it? It fights that, right? How does it fight it? Well, it's gonna take the connective tissue and try to scar around it to try to protect it, because anything that's weak will be attacked by predators. Okay, are you telling me that weak people are not being attacked by the government, medical system, and other systems right now? The weak people? Okay. So the weak areas in your body are going to be attacked by that bacteria, worms, fungus, things of that nature. You can't be attacked by a virus because it's dead. There's no such thing. Sorry. Don't mean to poo-poo on that. Ruined your whole 2.5 years. So the reality is this, is that now with that inflammation, we've got scar tissue formation, which is like the moat around the castle to try to protect. But why don't we throw a little bit of cement in there and some blocks to try to make sure that nothing comes through. So now if it's inflamed, that means it's acidic. If it's acidic, that means that the tissue is dehydrated. Inflammation, inflame, so it's dehydrating, it's going to become beef jerky. So now the calcium is going to be pulled from wherever. If you've got a breast lump or inflammation in your breast, it comes from your ribs, your sternum, your clavicle. If it's down in your pelvis, it's going to come from where? Your pelvic bone or your pelvic bowl. So depending where it is, you're going to find out any place that has any type of disease, is gonna have osteopenia to osteoporosis, depending on how long and how strong. Now, the calcium is being pulled from the bones to try to create a wall so that the nerve is not destroyed until you wake up. It protects itself. So now, once you've decided that I want to heal, I want to love myself, you could go on Marigen, go on Celsonic, get non-surgical, buy into the Perfect Day diet, maybe even do an advanced water fast, but you know, all the things we're gonna talk about. And you're gonna wham bam that thing and turn it around, so fast make your head spin. And everything that you've been told in medical health and natural health is BS. You watch how I bring the thunder down this week. You watch how I've had this for 10 years, and it takes me 10 minutes to get you 80% relief. Anybody else seen that yet? So I'm going to dismantle everything, and if you're gonna be that bold and dismantle everything, how many people are gonna be fearful that I'm stealing their business? To tell the truth, you must be brave. But I didn't ask you to go out there, I will go out there for you and let the world know that they've been lied to. You just love yourself and start doing your job. Loving yourself, caring for yourself, and then holding the line for your patients. And stop looking for patients that want to remain victims, because they're going to give you a bad name. You want patients that say, I'm going to do what you asked me to do. I know I deserve more. I am beautiful. When we saw that gentleman that was 71, the first question I said is, do you have anything to live for? The guy who brought him thought I was being ignorant, didn't he? Who are you to ask? I said, well, are you scared to live, or are you scared to die, or both? Do you have anything to live for? Because if you don't, you're going anyway. And he smiles and goes, of course, I've got lots I want to do. And I'm going, okay, let's do this. But there's people in here that aren't 70. There's people in here that are around 40 years old, and they've already given up. God, I just hope that this is the answer. Welcome to Whole Life Coach Certification. We'll take a 10-minute break, and then we'll be in the cardiac room. Thank you. Like I said, if you're going to book treatments or Celsonic or anything, see the office, okay? 10 minutes.